Hey everybody, Noah from Corporate Streams. Today we're going to be looking at a green screen versus a blue screen for keying with your ATEM Mini.
Be seen, heard, and better understood through virtual gatherings. Elevate your message with Corporate Streams.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump at it. I'm going to go ahead and remove my key because what you're seeing is the key. So this is actually what my green screen looks like behind me. So what you saw before was a sample image or a media pool image that I've loaded in to compare blue versus green. One of the things I want to point out right away is color. No matter if you're using blue or green, you got to make sure that your background is consistent on the same shade of green or the same shade of blue. So this tip applies for green screen or blue screen. If you're able to keep the color more consistent, you'll have a better key overall. So if you look at the background behind me, you'll see over my right shoulder here, there is a shadow of the chair on this green screen. So a couple things you could do is distance the green screen from the background so there's less of that shadow behind me. The other thing is to add a light, and you'll see I'm gonna actually turn off this background light that I've added here on the side. That's actually what's brightening up this whole green screen to make it more evenly lit across the board here. I know it's not perfect, but if I really dial this in, you'll get an even better key across green, across blue. So keep that in mind if you're able to try to keep an evenly lit green screen. Another thing that you'll see is this is not wrinkled. It's not crumpled up in different spots. So take a steamer or something to even out your background. That's a huge tip to help make your keying a success. All right, so coming back to it, I'm gonna go ahead and add that key back in and let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so this is what it looks like with it removed. Another thing that I did is I added a little bit of a crop on this edge. So let me go ahead and bring up the computer program and we'll take a look here. Actually, let me go ahead and throw me over to the other side. Now I am doing this in real time on the ATEM. So if you want to see how to do this, give yourself this little animation and have you fly from full screen key down to the corner or even off to the side here. You can see that in my other tutorial here. So we used a mask to basically eliminate the outer edges so that we get a perfect key. And this is one of those things that can help really refine that out, is using the mask tool within the software program. So another thing we can do is when we have this full screen, we can change the color or the background to white. And that's gonna kind of quickly determine or show us if we have a good key or a bad key. So I'm gonna go ahead and change some of the things here to show off some of the mistakes, what a bad key would look like versus a good key. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this foreground color. As you can see on this side, if you have a key that looks kind of like this, you might try to adjust the lighting, or we can go into the key adjustments and try to pull those and get them dialed in correctly. So this is not a tutorial about all of those details. Again, you can jump over to the other tutorial if you want to see those. We are just simply comparing blue versus green, and if we can get the same solid key between the two. So far, so good with the green. This is what it looks like over white. This is what it looks like over the blue in my logo. So you'll see that color as well. So we've seen white, we've seen blue, and here's black. So if you wanted a black key, this is what all those would look like. And this is all being done with the green screen. So let's go ahead and take a moment here, flip everything around so that we can look at what blue would look like. All right, so here we are on blue screen. I am gonna go ahead and jump into the software program and get this key figured out. For now, you'll see the blue in the background until I dial this all in. So the first thing we'll do is go to the upstream key. I am gonna go ahead and turn off our key so that will allow me to make the adjustments. I'm gonna click on the blue and basically sample this in the preview window. Then I'm gonna go down to foreground. I'm gonna go ahead and set this on white here and bring in the key. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this back to full screen. Boom, there we go. All right, and I'm gonna set the background to white, and then we're gonna adjust our settings here to see if we can make this work. So as you can tell, I am messing with the key and I can't seem to get it perfectly keyed here. Now I could go back and try to adjust my light, my color to try to get that perfect, get things working a little better. I could crop the side here, or I can just spend a little bit more time and just try to dial all of this in. So I would say under the same lighting conditions, the green screen did work a little bit better for me, but this is also going to depend on what color you're wearing and what color your lights are. So you'll see this light to the side of me is actually casting a little bit of blue, which is hitting my face here. And you'll see my blue logo is also here. those things could also be affected by the key. So that's why you might want to choose green over blue or blue over green, depending on the color that you're wearing, the colors that are in the scenes, and even the color of your lights. So those are all things to consider. I think in this head-to-head, for me, the green screen wins, but both are very capable. If number one, you have consistent color across your background. Number two, it's not wrinkled, it's nice and even. And number three, something I haven't mentioned yet, is if you distance your subject from the background behind you, the color that you're keying from, try to have 5 to 10 feet between your subject and the background so that there's less spill of those colors onto my skin. The light bounces off of it and then it creates a little bit of a glow. And so there is a tool in there. It's called chroma correction or spill. So you can do a little bit of that adjustment, but if you can get it right in camera, that will help the program as well. And then finally, having that distance will allow the background to be a little bit out of focus, which will blend those colors together and make them more even so that the key is stronger as well. Thanks for checking this one out. Hopefully it helps you make a better key in your software program. If you're learning more about the ATEM Mini and really live streaming as a whole, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.